So, but first, let me start with Professor Kim Wan for this round of questions, because I'm sure many in the audience, but also those online, are already wondering, like, what is, from your research, maybe also from your own views, how does low-cost sensors supplement, or could it complement traditional air quality monitoring of national governments or local governments? Should we continue working on this, or maybe we should just stop and say, like, this is a waste of our time, if I can put it bluntly?
Thank you. Well, thank you for the question. And yes, thank you for giving me a chance to talk about the local sensor, a hot topic among air quality monitors. And we know that when we talk about convention monitors, so we talk about very heavy equipment, like about 30 kilograms. And then we talk about very expensive. How expensive? Actually, the previous presenter also mentioned, but if you purchase it in Thailand or in Vietnam, not directly from the distributor, it costs more than 15,000 US dollar, like for a high volume samplers. So that is, and then when we talk about the operation, it's very complicated. So that we need to have the skillful personnel to operate the standard equipment. But those equipment have standard operating procedures already, and it quite well established QA/QC, and to ensure the high quality of the data. So that is advantages. But then disadvantages of that is that because it's so expensive, so we cannot have it deployed at many places across the city. So then we have only a few sites in the city, say like Bangkok, like most affordable. Right now, the city in Southeast Asia, they have around like 20 something automatic air quality monitoring station, or less, more or less. And that is the convention monitors. And each station may cost us $500,000 US. Operation of that would be, say, from 1,000 to 10,000 US dollar per month, depend on the location of the station, and plus also calibration, etc. You see, this is the convention sense, like equipment. Another challenge is because we have only a few stations, so it's a challenge for us to put the monitoring site at the right location to have representative monitoring data. It means with small budget, with that amount of budget, we want to have overall picture of the air quality in the city. So that is challenge to size the equipment properly, to operate the equipment properly, and the budget to buy it. So that is. And for the local sensor, as we have heard now, okay, actually the advantages of local sensor actually are disadvantages of the conventional sensor, the equipment we talk about. So because the local sensor is very small, very light, it can operate without power so supply, because they have small battery. Even we can have the solar panel and operate it at remote site very easily. There no need to have very skillful personnel. Everybody can use it, and that used for citizen science. Okay, and then mentioned by previous speaker. So the citizens use sensor and get confused because the data are so different, and this is because the accuracy of the data is a problem. So that's why talking about to supplement or to complement. So in AIT experience, we've been the local sensor node for CO, CO2, PM 2.5, and weather. Okay, and it costs us this own sensor $500 US, and then we put a solar panel. It's totally $800 US per sensor node. And it's not really that low cost. But then when we test it for like 1 year, after 1 year, so the signal is not stable anymore. This is a challenge for us. It's not that only put the sensor there. We also need to see if the sensor performance is stable and how often we need to like change the sensor or how the maintenance and operation procedure should be there. So this, if we follow on this calibration, so that makes local sensor is not low cost anymore. But then, yeah, having said that, I also should mention that it really gives us a promising approach to monitor air quality. So the local sensor is being developed, right? And perhaps would be better and better with time. Then another like, very good opportunity for us right now is local sensor give online real-time measurement data, a lot of data, and we talk about big data or big data set or big data science. And with AI technology right now, we could get the data, I mean, locally calibrated and put the data online, okay, on cloud, publicizing the data. It is really good opportunities. I don't think that they should cancel each other, but supplementing each other would be a nice way to say. But just in a way ahead, a lot of work to be done. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So you mentioned 800, so it cost you $800 in the end. Is that per month also? Or that's for the entire time of the research? But after 1 year, you said it's no longer, the signal is no longer working. So there are still issues with reliability. And how long was this when you last did this kind of research? How many years or months ago?
Actually, it was 6 years ago that we will work on that.
That is an important point. So we will go back to this again.